What's up, guys? Tyler Vaughn here with Pathology Performance. Just wanted to take a quick second to go through Andrew McCutchen's swing, and this is just a clip from an all-star game, and just going to go ahead and pan through it here and kind of show you what he's got going on. All right, get a good feel for it the first time through. All right, obviously this is a homer. All right, so let's just go ahead. He's already taken his step. He's already gotten to his attack position. All right, so let's go ahead and move down through this. I really like the move that he makes with his back elbow. He does a great job of getting in what I call just getting in the slot here. And so if I kind of draw a little circle around that, he's gotten in this hitting slot. He's in an effective position to drive the baseball already, and he's setting himself up to get a nice solid bat path to the ball. All right, so now here we come as we're moving down. A lot of hitters at this point, I've pointed this out before, but a lot of hitters at this point will already kind of be here with the barrel head, and those guys are typically the ones who drag the bat through the strike zone and end up getting blown up, breaking their wood bat, or getting a nice ring on their hands from a metal bat. So we really want to make sure we keep that barrel tall. McCutchen does a great job of doing that, and I think a lot of that comes from the position of this back wrist, or the top hand. If you get lazy with that top hand, that barrel can really squirt away from you and get down deep into that back slot there, and you can really kind of lose it in that position. So he does a great job of maintaining that nice firm backside or nice firm top hand, keeps the barrel tall, maintains control, and that way as he delivers through the strike zone, that barrel catches up, and we get a nice ball off bat here, and he makes perfect contact out front. All right. And almost a little early, depending on where that pitch is. I can't really tell where the pitch is. If it's an inside pitch, he's right on time. If it's an out pitch, he might be, or an outside pitch, he might be just a hair early. But that's one of the things about hitting in a big window, right? If you can hit in a big window, the timing is not necessarily as big of an issue because you're able to stay through the strike zone longer. So let's kind of play this back and take a look at how long he stays in that hitting zone. And I know that he's not trying to make contact at this point. All right, but he's already in the strike zone here, and let's kind of just ride this out and see how long that bat barrel stays in the strike zone as he comes through. All right, so he's generated a nice solid angle moving through the ball. He's still in the strike zone here, and I could really extend that arrow on out really to that area right there. Okay, so he's been in the strike zone for as long as you see that green line, and that allows him to be able to maintain his position and get a good ball off the bat despite where the ball is in that green line when he makes contact. Okay, so another thing we want to pick out here is you see this in elite level hitters. Some of my younger guys have a hard time generating this amount of force, but he does a great job of getting to a solid position on the front foot. You see that 45-degree angle kicking in there, and then what I really like about his swing, he's a smaller guy. But if you look at what he does with his lower half as his bat barrel comes through, this back foot is completely off the ground. That's not touching the ground at all when he makes contact with the baseball. All right, still coming up, still coming up. And what that means to me is he's taken all the force that he had loaded onto that back leg. All right, all the force that he had loaded onto this back leg here. Let's rewind this back. This thing's coming. There we go. All the force that he's got loaded on this back leg that he starts to transfer forward, he's transferred that into his barrel head moving towards the pitcher. All right, so he does a good job of transferring that force forward. All right, and another thing we've talked about before, if I drew a straight line down from his head, all right, you're going to see that cross right through his back leg. Okay, so a lot of people say you need to gain your ground towards the pitcher and get out front, see the ball out front, hit the ball out front. But what you're seeing here is he gains ground onto his front leg, but his weight distribution is still on his back leg. And then he's able to transfer that weight forward as his barrel comes through the strike zone. Okay, he's not diving off of that back leg. He's not jumping out at the pitcher. He gains his ground, but that weight is transferred in this phase of the swing as the hands move through. All right, and if you look, his hands are already moving towards that front hip, and the barrel is still back here. A lot of my younger guys are really trying to rush to get that barrel head out in front. And what ends up happening is we give the left side of the field, the left side of the infield, a little extra work during the game. We get some choppers, get some lazy ground balls because that barrel head gets ahead of the hands too early. All right, so McCutchen here, the barrel is back behind his hands, and then he starts to extend this arm back here. All right, at the elbow, he starts to extend his elbow and drive his hands forward before he initiates the roll with the wrist. All right, I think that's a really important point to make. And as a hitting coach, it's a very important cue to give hitters is get that extension before you roll your wrists. We naturally, as players and as human beings, roll those wrists as we start to swing. So the wrists are going to happen. It's something that's going to happen as you extend your hands or extend your arms, but we don't want to cue that too early. All right, we don't want to let this early roll happen. All right, because what that does is takes the barrel out of the strike zone early. All right, this barrel starts going that way instead of coming through the ball and staying on that straight line like McCutchen is here. Okay, so just a couple of things to look at there. One more line I will draw just so you can see it is that nice straight line there. All right, and then we're getting that nice L with the back leg. Okay, he's got his head over his back knee. He's got that nice L with the back leg. Nice solid front leg with a 45-degree angle on the foot. And then this nice high front elbow on the front side. Okay, so high front elbow delivery. All right, get the hands, get the arms extending before the wrist roll. Have that nice stiff front leg. Stay over the backside, and then turn it loose, guys. All right, so just another little clip here. Just looking at some things from a guy that's been very successful in the major leagues. A smaller guy that still hits for power. So that's inspirational on my end. All right, but just goes to show you don't have to be 6'4", 220 pounds to be able to generate some torque with the bat. But what you do have to be able to do is transfer that force from the back leg to your hands, and he does a great job of that. All right, guys, this has been Tyler Vaughn with Pathology Apparel, and I've enjoyed talking to you. Let me know if you have any questions.